Hey Clashers, are you wondering how the top player bases are looking like? Because whenever you visit one of those top players, it just looks like this, which apparently is not the base they're defending with. No problem. The base builder for the rank 1 player, and yes, that's right, the top players most of the time have other players for them building their bases. The top players most of the time are just the incredible genius which they are on offense, which means they're really good attacking, but defending is a lot of times not their best skill set. So they have base builders building bases for them, and actually the rank 1 player, or the rank 1 base builder, actually shared the base with us, and this is this one from Mebot, who's as well playing an entropy, and well, let me introduce you to the rank 1 base. I will share with you in today's video not only how the base looks like, and how the version 2 of this base looks like, as well how some of the top players in the world have attacked this base, for example Gaku, and as well you should really follow Mebot on Twitter, because what he shared there as well is another base which has not been burned just yet anywhere else. So you really want to go there and give him a follow on Twitter. The link as well is down below in the description. But now let's start things off with this base. The first thing, which might look really strange, is this really exposed monolith. But let me explain why that's, or one of the reasons why that's the case. Well, pretty easy. One strategy which is becoming really popular, not only in Legends but overall, is just this, like a queen walk along the flank of the town hall, then the flinger on the other side, and just E-dragons in between. That's typically working really well for a lot of strategies, but the main reason for the success of that is the monolith is most of the time right behind the town hall. And if you can take that out in the core, that means a lot of damage is missing then for the heroes on the back end to defend. But if you put that monolith really exposed, well, there is some other ways to counter that, but most of those counters are not a common approach in Legends. And this is like what this is all about, right? You want to counter whatever is meta, because in Legends you cannot really adjust your base. But now let's take a look at the traps. The one big thing as well which might come to mind right away is how about super archer blimps, and especially from the far side. This is something, a trend which I see a lot at the moment. People are just blimping from the off side of the town hall, don't even go for the town hall, but based on the sweepers, you would land roundabout on the Eagle artillery. But then, because you're greedy as a super archer player, you would clone aggressively to get the chip damage on top of the clan castle, and then even take down the Sing Inferno tower. And with that, the double giant bomb trap is activated. And that is really painful, because those super archers cannot survive that. So with that being said, it is really tricky then to go for those aggressive and greedy plays. And this is what most people do in Legends, right? Like, they're limit testing as well. Like, you would not go in Legends and go, yeah, I would just go for a safe. At least that's not how you get into the top ranks. Like, you won't go to the top ranks with just saying, I would go for a safe 2-star option or something like that. That's not how it works. But let's take a look at one of the top players in the world, Gaku, attacking this base with his Super Bowler strategy. And, well, let's just see what happens and how he's attacking this. Another quick reminder though, in High Legends, you're attacking the top players and you're getting attacked by the top players. Like, the scores which I have seen from the rank 1 players on offense is most of the time like around about 290, and I see as well a lot of screenshots of like above 300 of him. So on offense, you're getting a lot of trophies. So what this means is, as soon as you have a base which is defending like below, I don't know, 260, 240, this base is already doing incredible, because you can really get a lot of trophies every single day if you're on your own getting 300 on offense, right? So the world up there is a bit different to where it is in the mid-trophy ranges, where you get a lot of 1-stars. So if you're expecting this shown in this video, it will already kind of expose this as a fake video, because there's not that many 1-stars happening at the top ranks. But this base defended really consistent on around like 200 to 210, 220 trophies in that trophy range roundabout, which is in the top ranks incredible. So it's really doing great. But let's take a look at Gaku, what he's doing. He actually is still going for the flinger for the town hall without the lightning support whatsoever. He's just using the warden to take down the expo, which is actually covering the town hall. And then he can now rely on his flinger and the clan castle troops to take down the town hall eventually. He can now fully concentrate on his super bowler push, but this is already the first problem of the space for a lot of ground strategies. It is the core of the base if you're coming from the flank. And you will see this a lot of times in this video, like I can already spoil you that, but you will see this a couple of times where people are just like trying to enter into the base through that scatter compartment, which is really painful. because of all of those different layers. So you cannot really get into that with only one jump. Another thing which you have just seen is a really sneaky and really well placed Tesla, which is messing up the Flame Flinger completely. Because this Flame Flinger had quite a few hit points to the left, but due to the Tesla, it just got ripped right there. This now meant he had to invest a rage to actually get that Town Hall with the Yetis, which was a really good quick thinking on Gaku's side, but you can see there's so much space still left. And yes, this is going to climb a little bit higher on the percentage level, but you have to remember, a defense against Gaku is always incredible and it's really hard to achieve, especially if you check out his YouTube channel where he's sharing those Super Bowler attacks. So if you're into Super Bowlers, you should definitely check him out, because those attacks are looking incredible. So getting a defense against that is always already a huge achievement. But you already saw as well another thing which I want to talk about, which is the defensive clan castle. That's right, what clan castle should you use? On this one, we have seen now 5 archers with the 3 ice golems, because ice golems are just so good versus all of those smash types. If you're getting attacked a lot by air, you can as well switch 1 ice golem into even more archers, like 2 ice golems and like 20 archers. This is fine as well, but you really need to make sure that if you're getting attacked by ground as well, the ice golems are just a must-have. Because they're delaying ground attacks just so much. And as well, another thing which might not surprise you is Zap Titans is still up there in Legends. A lot of people were like expecting that Zap Titans would get a huge hit with the indirect nerf, okay? Like Electro Titan Smash did not get a new level whatsoever, or like the core did not really get a huge level. Yes, we have the healer level, but a lot of times, if you have the rage in place anyways, the Titans would not go down. But instead, one of the key defenses which you could use the lightnings on was buffed based on hit points, which means you cannot use the 6 lightnings anymore onto the scatter shot. You need now 7. And this is a big change, and a lot of people thought that this would already make this strategy really hard to execute, but it's still one of the most used strategies in the high Legends. And with that being said, he's already going in with a couple of those lightnings, but going just for the monolith. And this is what I said, like this really exposed monolith is throwing attackers off. It's really messing with like pathing, with the approach of the flanking king, because a king can't really flank there, especially with the 2 bomb towers. So it's really tricky. Another thing now is really great reaction by the attacker with the queen locking onto his warden. Right away the headhunter, really nicely done. And now he's trying to as well enter into the scattered compartment with his titans and with the smash overall. But he has the same problem which Gaku just faced. And this problem is simple, the core of the base with all of those different layers. You have only this one jump in those legend armies. Only a few players bring actually 2 jump spells. And with that, it's really hard to get access to the second expo, to the multi-inferno tower roasting your troops, and so on. So it's really tricky to get through that core for those ground smash attacks. And this attack is going to fall short quite a bit. And with a really considering a low percentage 2-star, only barely about 70% is going to be the final score on this one. But that's pretty much it for this base. Quick explanation, there's 3 links overall in the description. The first link is the version 1 of this base, and the second link is the version 2 of this base. You can see which works better for you, as Meebot actually shared both of those base links with you guys. And then there's his Twitter link where he, as I said earlier, is sharing today another base which has not been shared anywhere else just yet. As well, a little bit promotion for him, as I think he really deserves it. Incredible base, and hopefully the second base which he shared or shares on his Twitter is going to hold well for you guys as well. So give it a follow over there. And that's it for this attack and for the video as well, because this attack is going to finish on a 72% 2-star, which is, as I said earlier, already a really good success in High Legends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this base is going to defend great for you, and make sure to follow this channel for more bases, more tips and tricks in Clash of Clans. I will see you guys back tomorrow. Until then, and bye-bye.